Hi everyone, I'm going to make an art journal page. I've recently purchased this stencil and I really like this movement of the image. I even didn't notice that it's a fairy and she has wings, and I want to only use the image of the woman for my art journal page. And that's what's great with stencils. You can use any part you want from the stencil. You don't have to use it all. So I thought what I want to do with the image of this woman, and I started placing her on top of several papers that I had, and finally I settled on this napkin. I really wanted my image to be from this napkin. Now, paper napkins, as you know, are very thin and flimsy, so I glued my paper napkin to a 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, just the plain one that I don't have anything to do with it, so I'm used it for this. And I went ahead, so to save us time and so I can record more, so I placed my image on top of the page. Here is the napkin, and I've placed the image here, and I just took a fine pen and started to trace the image like so, and then I fussy cut it, and I will show you the image. Here it is. Of course, where there are lines here, I'll put it on this so you can see. I've added black. So this is my image, and I didn't want to waste time on me fussy cutting it while recording. So here it is, and she is going to be here. And the only thing that I have planned so far is that I want her to be here on a black background. That is not something that I usually do, but I like to challenge myself. So I'm thinking black here and something very stormy on this side. And for that I'm gonna try and use again a technique I showed you when I've done, let's see, I've got here the art journal. Where is it? Here. I thought this one was with gesso and powder from a textile dye that I just smeared from in lines like this, and I really liked it, how it worked. So I'm thinking I can use the same technique, only instead of lines, do something stormy and swirly that will go along with this image. So first I want to mark the where I want her to be, because all the way behind her I want the black, and the black would go and blend into, that's what I'm thinking right now, into the stormy background that I want to make. So I'm just roughly putting these lines so I will know what I'm doing. I'm going to use a black gesso here, but you can use a black acrylic paint, but because I'm gonna use here the gesso with the textile dye powder, I thought it would be better if I'll use here the black gesso, which I also recently bought, and now I don't have really what to do with it. I don't know why I was thinking I need black gesso. Maybe I'll find other things to do with it. As you can see, I'm just roughly putting it down where my image is going to be. And maybe later it will blend with the Stormy thing that I'm planning on doing. We'll see what will happen. You can never know. I'm just doing something and hoping it will work. I think I've already told you once that for me each page, each work is an experiment, so it's not like I know what will happen. Just putting down the black. Maybe yeah. It gives me some kind of framing to this side of the page, but it's really hard, so I'm not sure if I let it stay like this. As I said, I'm not usually using black in my work, so we'll see. For now, that's what I have. So here is the black, and let's see. Yeah, something like that. So finished with the black gesso, and moving on to my Stormy background that I'm planning on. And I've already put here the powders. I've got the purple one that I used in the other original page, and I've also put 2 blues because you can never know how it will react with the gesso. And as I talked in the other video, so I'm putting down here quite a bit of gesso, and I'm gonna use, I don't want to contaminate the gesso with the dyes. So I've got here the gesso, and I even put here a few drops of black food coloring. I said if I'm experimenting, so maybe I'll try this with the gesso, and we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna take the same brush and just cleaning it a bit from the black gesso, and let's see, taking a little bit of the gesso with a little bit of powder and more powder. Now I took a little bit of the black food coloring. We'll see what happens. Never done this before, so as I said, I'm trying to make some kind of transition between the black and the other part, don't know how I'm gonna achieve it, so I'm just trying to make some kind of in between shade. Maybe I'll try and take a baby white. Maybe it will help blend between the two shades. Let's see. That's more like it. Let's see, where is my image? Yeah, it works for me. So, okay, I'll just try and move this. If I already have the paint on my baby wipe, I'll just continue smearing. So I'm now thinking I'm taking a little bit of the gesso on my baby wipe and a little bit of the powder, and okay, now it works. What did I tell you? You can never know. I'm trying to get here where the crease is. So I'm working my background. Picking up gesso and picking up more powder and smearing it. And I'm trying to make Stormy wavy movement. There's nothing precise here. I'm just keep working it until I'm satisfied with the result, and I don't quite want white spaces, so I keep on working the gesso with the dye. Yeah. I'm adding more swirly motion to the background. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. And checking again. Yes, that's my image that's going to be here. And yeah, that's it, I think. Yes. So I'm going to let everything dry and then we'll continue. I'll be back. I'm back, and I want to show you something until everything will get dry on my art journal page. In my quest to not leave any leftovers, and I still have gesso and powder and a little bit of gel food coloring here. So I've started using it and making backgrounds, and I wanted to show you something. I started by taking this art journal. I've got few of them, I've showed you, and again took a little bit of gesso and the powder, and with this kind of brush strokes created this background. So I already have a background ready for work. So this is one. And what I wanted to show you is by changing my brush strokes, I created other backgrounds, still with the leftovers. This is another journal I have, and here I just went up and down. So I've got another, and let's see, another one. I have a lot of leftover. Just went and did these corners with this kind of brush strokes, and now I'm working on one of this plain 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, and I'm again taking gesso and a little bit of powder and just going like this and making another interesting background that can be, I can do whatever I want with it later. I can cut it, punch it, I can cut it into strips and make washi tape. I can do whatever, I can use it as a background as long as I have use for it, because as is like this, I don't have anything to do with it. So that's how I'm using my leftovers, and as you can see, I'm not thinking, I'm just putting down this gesso and powder and making something interesting, and from time to time I will also dip into the gel food coloring, and as you can see, just adding a little bit more interest. It doesn't have to be blend, just work with it, do whatever you want. For me this is therapeutic, just slapping down paint, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what kind of paint. So, and that's how I'm also burning time until everything is dry, because I don't like to use my heat tool if I don't have to. Sometimes the materials that I use react not so good to the heat, so if I can, I prefer it to dry naturally. So I'll be back when everything again will be dry, and I hope I gave you some more ideas to what to do with the gesso and the powder. I'll be back. I'm back. So it took quite a while. I used all the leftover gesso and powder from the dye, and I'll show you later what I've come up with. And I also managed by mistake to make crackle with just gesso and glue, so I'm gonna show you this later. It's nice effect. And I've got my image, which now I want to adhere to my page. I'm gonna use my trusty silicone glue, local brand. If you want silicone glue that you can get everywhere, it's this Yoo-hoo, and it comes in these tubes. So I'm gonna put the glue on my image. Of course you can use white glue, it just will take a lot longer to dry. I'm used to working a lot with the silicone glue, so that's what I'm using. And I'm gonna place her, and let's see, yeah, she's gonna be here, and I'm gonna place a heavy book on her so it will stick. And I was thinking what else I want to do, and I want a lot of flowers from the same paper with napkin that I made my image. I want her to leave some flowers in her wake. I hope I'm saying it right and I'm not just inventing something in English. So I've got a punch, and I've got the leftover from this scrapbook paper with napkin, and I'm gonna punch a lot of flowers. Now I don't know if you know it, I'm always using it upside down so I can see where I'm putting the punch. And don't be afraid to punch where you have straight line like this, because I want some that will go on the edge of my page, so it will be very useful. So I'm gonna also punch several with that are not complete flowers, and they are gonna be like this. So she is going to leave behind her a lot of flowers, and I'm gonna put some here also on the ground, and I'm gonna continue punching the flowers, and I'll just glue them down so we can move on. For now I just need this lovely image to be adhered completely, so I'm putting down a heavy book, and I'll be back with all the little flowers. I'm back. So all my little flowers are adhered to the page, and I'm thinking I want more interest into this storm here. So I got stamps with swirly motif in them, and I'm gonna stamp them around my page, around where the storm is. Let's see, let's hope for the best. It didn't print so well. Moving it, and let's see. Sometimes you need to take matters into your own hands. Okay, so I'm thinking I'll continue putting this swirly stamps so. And now let's see, let's take this one, the little one. Yeah. Oops. Yeah. Now it's coming along, something like I wanted. Let's see, I'm changing to another swirly stamp. Doesn't have to be precise. It just adds interest and, I don't know, texture to my page. Yeah. That's it. And for the finishing touch, I want a moon here. And I've got this rice paper, mulberry paper, that I've already cut a circle out, and it needs some definition. So let's see if I can add something to it. I've got this ink pad, and so I'm just going around with my ink pad, and I'm hoping then it will be better with the background, because I've got here purple, and just a little bit more, taking a brush and just adding a little bit of the purple so it won't be solid with the same color all over. Yeah. So again, gluing it down, and I still feel that I need more to my page, but let's see. I'll put this down. Here's my moon, and now I'm thinking I'm gonna punch more of these flowers, but from this paper, and that will give me the contrast, and because these flowers are like the spring, and I will have here flowers that are more like rays or from the moon. I don't know how to explain it. I'm sorry. That's what I'm thinking of doing. So I'm gonna punch a bunch of those and glue them down. I'll be back. I don't have enough time of recording on my phone, and I'll be back. I'm back. So here it is. That's my page. This flowers turned out to look a little bit of like snowflakes, but I really like the contrast, but also everything to me seems to tie in, and I really like this page. And this is it. Now all the pages I've done with the leftovers I will leave for another video. I'll make a video about the crackle, and because everything is still wet. And this is it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving me comments below, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.